Alright, you guys, and welcome back to another episode. It is your boy Tornadoes, man, and we are back with another new video slash new episode. And today we are doing tornadoes of 2019. Mind you, tornadoes did not have enough air and enough cool and warm air that they needed to provide EF5 tornadoes due to COVID-19 and all of that. Also, around 2020, tornadoes were barely forming and we were getting a lot of EF0s and EF1s tornadoes. There were also a lot of EF2s and EF3s and some EF4s within the past 12 months, but 2019 was a very difficult season, and I'm about to tell you why. This page documents notable tornadoes from tornado outbreaks worldwide in 2019. Strong and destructive tornadoes from most frequently in the United States, Argentina, Brazil, Bangladesh, and East India, but can occur almost anywhere under the right conditions. Tornadoes also develop unceasingly in southern Canada during the northern hemisphere southern summer and somewhat regularly at other times of the year across Europe, Asia, Argentina, and Australia. Tornadic events are often unaccompanied by other forms of severe weather, including strong thunderstorms and strong winds and hail. There were 1,676 primarily fated reported tornadoes and 1,529 confirmed tornadoes in the United States in 2019. This made 2019 the fifth most active season on record behind 2008, 2011, 2024, and 2004 worldwide. 101 tornado-related deaths were confirmed, 42 in the United States, 28 in Nepal, 14 in China, 8 in Cuba, 2 each in South Africa, Turkey, and Indonesia, and 1 each in Chile, Italy, and Japan. Clockwise from top, CCTV photo of a nightmare EF4 tornado that moved through Dayton, Ohio on May 27th. Here is the EF4, Dayton, Ohio. Also, another EF4 damage done to an apartment complex near Dayton. EF4 damage done to a well of home near Boulevard, Alabama, following a tornado on March 3rd. Animation of a tornadoes and tornado warnings during tornado outbreak of April 13th through the 15th. A large EF3 tornado near Billings, Texas on May 18th. A path of damage caused an EF3 tornado in Dallas, Texas on October 20th. Time span was from January 4th through December 30th. Maximum was an EF4 tornado rated in Havana, Cuba on January 27th.
Thank you. Oh my God.
All right, so let's do February 23rd, Mississippi. So it's giving us the list. All right. Well, here is the list of the United States tornadoes from January to March of 2019. There were 655 EF0s, 540 EF1s, 119 EF2s, 33 EF3s, and 3 EF4s, which was the total of 1,529 tornadoes. So we got a EF0, we got a EF1, we have a EF0, a EF0, we have a two EF1s. Trees were downed, one of which fell on a mobile home. A banner was tossed approximately 60 yards. A EF1? And here's another EF1. A brief tornado caused damage to a building. Here's a EF1. The tornado lifted 4 chicken houses and laid them on their sides. Softwood trees were snapped in open fields, and one was uprooted and fell on a house. And that was a EF1 in north of Redwater. That's in Lake County, Mississippi. Let's see. Here is a EF2. They say this EF2, a high-end EF2, caused scientific damage in Wakaipa. It touched down just southwest of town and rapidly intensified as it entered Wakaipa, where multiple homes shattered, loss of roofs and exterior walls, and many trees were downed. The first Presbyterian church was destroyed, and the First Baptist Church was severely damaged. Power lines were downed and vehicles were tossed. And that was in Elmore County of Alabama. Here is a EF1, another EF1, and then there's a EF0 that was northwest of Stanford. And here's a EF0 south of South Bay. And here is some more EF0s. A lot of EF0s and EF1s. The thing is about this is that it's a lot of EF1s and EF0s, but you never find a EF4 like right away around February or whatever you're searching for. And here's a EF0 south of Crusgold. I was there for that EF4. Well, for that EF0, but after that night, it was an EF4 that took place there, but I wasn't there for that EF4. I was only there for the EF0. And here's a EF2 Western Burnsville. And here's that EF3 I was just about to bring up that touched down in Columbus, Mississippi. I was just finna bring up that EF3. And here's a EF0 that touched down south of Elder Ridge. and the EF1 southeast of Rockford. And here are a lot of EF0s and EF1s. And here's that EF4 west of Beauregard, Alabama to northeast of Talbot, Georgia. So Georgia do get tornadoes, but I wonder how. If Georgia is not in Tornado Alley, but I guess tornadoes happen anywhere. But I know they don't happen in Atlanta, though. And here's that EF2 that was north of Fort Valley, Georgia. And here's the other EF2 that was north of south of Tahuskee to east of Beauregard. That was the EF2 after the EF4 damage. Later that day, another EF4, another tornado had took place. And then there was a EF1 in Hornerville, Alabama. That's not too far from Bahulagar. And here's another EF1 and some more EF0s. And here's the EF2 that was northwest of Alufa. And then this EF2 that was north of Halufa, Alabama to southwest of Weston, Georgia. Yeah, I remember that EF2. And there was also a EF0 of Shorterville, east of Shorterville, Alabama and Georgia, I think. Clay County and Henry County. There was also the EF2 that was located in Western Evans. And there was an EF1 and an EF2 southeast of Clarksville, South Carolina. And here's the EF1 that was in Lexington, South Carolina. And some more EF1s. I was there for this one in Fort Jackson. And here was the EF2 that touched down in Cicero. And the EF3 that touched down east of Tallahassee to north of Lloyd, Florida. That was probably when... no, it could have been. It couldn't have been. Because hurricane season don't start until June, so it couldn't have been. But anyways, yeah, but it's just a lot of EF2s, EF1s, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Most of the part of the event. Here is the March 14th event of the March 2029 American Blizzard. And that's when everywhere went into state after that blizzard. And here's this EF0 too. Oh yeah, this is the EF2 I wanted to talk about. This was the EF2 that was north of whatchamacallit. I want to see if they got it. This was the EF2. This was the EF2 that caused damage. And here is the report about the EF2. That's how long it tracked. That's how long. So it was northwest of Halativille, and it was an EF2. But I'm not sure if they sent out a warning though. And there were also some tornadoes in those areas as well. And it went to Southeast Waka as an EF2. Yeah, but that was the tornado that I was talking about. I think it was another EF2. Yeah, here's the Missouri EF2. Well, this was the EF1, I think. It was in Missouri. Madison was the county and area. It didn't really travel that far. So, we ain't going to worry about that one. It didn't travel that far, so I wouldn't be worried. But anyways, yeah, that's how far it traveled. So, what I'm saying? I'm not really worried about that one. Anyways, let's check out the April 13th Texas outbreak. Okay, well, here is the Witches Winnipeg Mary Aluto Solus Texas EF3. It formed at 1 p.m. and dissipated at 2 p.m. 60 minutes on the ground. Miles per hour was 160 miles per hour. 2 fatalities, 20 injuries, and it cost $11.25 million in 2019 US dollars. Well, what I'm saying? That is a lot. That is a lot. Let's check out the April 25th Louisiana. I want to see what that one was about. I know they had one in Mississippi, but I want to see what Louisiana was about. Because what I'm saying, we get tornadoes often here in Louisiana. Here's the EF3 that touched down in Ruston, Louisiana. Here's a EF2 that touched down northwest of Beekman, Louisiana, to southwest Hamburg, Arkansas. Here was an EF2 that was northwest of Jena. That's in LaSalle Parish. And here was an EF2 that touched down northwest of Talala. And here's an EF1 that touched down in Miami, Oklahoma. And a EF2 that touched down in Ozark to Rogersville. And an EF3 that touched down in Blue Tulane. Bro! Why did you do that? I did wrong! You unplugged my charger on purpose. No, he didn't. He was getting a friend on his family on top of that. Boy, you always think he messed with water. What you doing there? Anyways, guys. Sorry for that. But yeah, guys, here was the EF2 that touched down in Haley'sville, and also the EF0 that touched down in Willow Springs. Okay, guys, let's do the May 22nd, Iowa. that had one death. Well, see, this one don't impress me too much, so I'm not just about to. I'm only here for one thing, what I'm saying. It really doesn't impress me. But here's the map here showing all the EF5s that could have been brought to place, but they wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So, well, let's hope in 2026 we get some F5s, because I know we ain't gonna get none in 2025. Also, here is the May 22nd. Here is the May 22nd. Missouri outbreak. This is the tornado outbreak sequence of May 2019. And here is the full map of all the tornadoes that touched down. None of them reach F5 status. They either had EFU, EF0, EF1, EF2, EF3, or EF4 status. Most of these tornadoes touch down right over there, that area, or over there. Let's see what we got. So you had the May 18th through May 19th. There, the large EF3 that struck the town of Billinger, Texas, on May 18th, and the on May 20th, the Storm Prediction Center issued a severe warning and like of tornado type event. Plaza Towers Elementary School in Moore after an EF5 hit that school. And a high-end EF3 damage to an industrial building in Jefferson City, Missouri. And an EF2 damage to a cell phone tower in Pineview, Texas. And some more stuff. Also, here is the Jasper Golden City, Missouri EF3. Lasted 22 minutes with 140 miles per hour. Max rating was EF3. 3 fatalities, 1 injury. And here is the Eldon Jefferson City, Missouri EF3. 55 minutes, 160 miles per hour. Max rating was an EF3, 1 fatality and 33 injuries. Also, here is the El Reno EF3, 4 minutes, 140 miles per hour, 2 fatalities and 29 injuries. Just for 4 minutes? Next is the Salina, Ohio EF3, 15 minutes, 150 miles per hour, 1 fatality and 8 injuries. Next is the Brookville, Trowood, Northridge, Dayton, Riverside, Ohio EF4, 32 minutes, 170 miles per hour, and the rating was given EF4. 1 fatality and 166 injuries. Next is the Riverside, River Creek, Ohio EF3, 20 minutes, 140 miles per hour, Max rating was EF3, none fatalities. And last but not least is the Lawrence Linwood, Kansas EF4, which lasted 55 minutes, 170 miles per hour, and the rating was EF4, 0 fatalities but 18 injuries. Wow. You know, guys, I think I want to do a video someday on the Lawrence Linwood, Kansas EF4. But I will someday. Continue to follow Tornadoes Man for more information. Alright, you guys, let's see here. Alright, and the last one I want to check out is the December 16th, Alabama. Let's go here. Alright, here is the DeRuyter Rose Pine, Alexandria, Pineville, Louisiana EF3, 160 miles per hour, max rating EF3, and 1 fatality. Next is the Laurel, Sandersville, Suburta, Manistee, Mississippi, Les Min, Alabama EF3, 140 miles per hour, max rating EF3, and 2 injuries, no fatalities. So yeah, you guys, there's a lot of things that we need to cover up on, especially from a lot of these EF3s and EF4s that, you know, touch down. You know, some days I will cover all of this, but this is a lot of reading. So, you know, it'll take me a lot of time to get my scripts right for these videos. And this was the tornado outbreak December 16th through the 17th, which was a very light risk for tornadoes. Well, alright, you guys, if you enjoyed this episode here, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, and turn on post notifications so you will be notified every single time we post another video. Peace.